Well, Felicia, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters today that the Biden administration is working with state and local officials in Delaware to ensure they're prepared to welcome those migrants when and if they do land.
A lot of confusion here in southern Delaware. A plane that was sent to Martha's Vineyard full of asylum seekers just last week was set to arrive here in Georgetown, Delaware, some 20 miles away from the president's beach house. But that plane never showed up.
Tonight, a plane of migrants was rumored to be headed for Delaware, President Biden's home state. It was originally scheduled to land this afternoon, but right now, as to when it will arrive and how many people are on board is still unknown. Alicia Roberts reports from Delaware Coastal Airport in Georgetown.
Well, Governor Ron DeSantis made a stop in South Florida. He was asked about Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez's comments regarding his administration's plan to send Cuban migrants to Delaware.
I love this story about Ron DeSantis, his ideas to do with the borders, the open borders in Florida. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, what he wants to do, and I love this, he's saying, well, if you're going to start shipping illegal immigrants into Florida, Joe Biden, I'm going to put them on a plane and start shipping them to Delaware.
Right now, leaders in Delaware say they are aware of the possibility of yet another migrant flight possibly paid for by Florida taxpayers arriving in their state.
It comes less than 24 hours after a Texas sheriff said he's investigating Governor DeSantis' decision to fly migrants to Martha's Vineyard.
Well, Governor Ron DeSantis is bringing back an idea that he has floated before, talking about rounding up migrants or immigrants and sending them to President Biden's home state of Delaware. He made those remarks during a news conference earlier this week, and so far the president has not commented, but if it sounds familiar, this was also talked about by Texas Governor.
According to FlightAware, the plane was redirected, heading instead to Nashville, Tennessee, before heading to Teterboro Airport in New Jersey. Back in southern Delaware, advocates were ready to assist migrants that never arrived.
It's really sad to see my people, my community, to be used for political stunts.
There's one more flight scheduled to land here tonight. We're told it's a small private plane and no migrants will be on board. Still, the mayor says if and when the call comes, this town will be ready.
So it doesn't apply to refugees. And I think Jeanette was talking about refugees, and they were trying, it does not, it applies to people illegally crossing the southern border who want to come to Florida or who come to Florida, or even if they, because a lot of them say they want to.
President Biden gave a simple response when asked about the possibility of a plane carrying migrants landing in Delaware Tuesday. Two similar flights paid for by the state of Florida transported roughly 50 people from Texas to Martha's Vineyard last week.
Now, there are still a lot of questions about all this. We don't know if this was some elaborate fake out or if plans just changed. Meanwhile, a reporter over at the White House did ask President Biden about Florida Governor Ron DeSantis perhaps being behind this, sending asylum seekers to his home state of Delaware. His response: you should come visit. We have a beautiful shoreline.
Spokesperson for Delaware's Department of Health and Social Services says the state has not received any outreach from Texas or Florida. They say any migrants who may arrive will be met with food, shelter, and other services.